Hi, I'm Euge Valovirta, and this is Q&A. I've got so many questions from you. Thanks for all of those questions and comments, and I usually try to answer them all personally, but I just decided to do a Q&A video now for the most used or asked questions, because I've been really busy lately recording, mixing, producing, mastering, my own band Cyhra, my own, solo stuff. There'll be some stuff released, at some point, and, doing those things to several other bands also. I'm just gonna try to answer the common questions. Well, one, what's my favorite amp? Well, if you've, been a subscriber for my channel, JCM 800. I have 3 of them. They all sound a little bit different. Probably the one I use the most and my favorite is the Bad Boy from 84. It's just really aggressive. The 85 below is really cool too. I use that a lot. And the Zakk Wildhead, awesome amp, capable of anything. I also like Plexi a lot. And then 5150 and there's a Boogie Mark V, which there's so many sounds. If there's for some reason I can get the sound I want from the Marshalls, I use the Mesa. And like Cyhra's rhythm guitars for the forthcoming album is the 5150 and the Bad Boy blended together. I played many solos with the Plexi. I also used the Zakk Wildhead and also the Boogie, for just to have a different tonalities, because there's quite a lot of guitars, so I kind of want to have, because I have the option to do that, to have different amps and just to have different colors to paint the painting. And what else? Yeah, the 85, Markus Sunesson, our second guitar player, he has been using mostly that, because he's been recording his guitar parts at his home in Sweden, just the DIs, and then he sends them to me, and I'll be reamping his guitars, mostly with the 85, with and without ST1. Some of the stuff I've reamped with the Plexi, and I've also used plugins. I mostly use Soft Tips amp rooms or the Marshall plugins. STL Tones Howard Benson is one of my favorite too. The Wizard amp and the Fender Clean amps are really good at that. So that's kind of the favorite amps and stuff. And cabinets, speaker emulations, impulse responses. Well, the Marshall cabinet I bought just recently. I actually have that cabinet. It's just a great overall cabinet. Greenbacks, they work with pretty much with everything. And I have their VHDs, the fat bottom cabinet, the Eminence P50Es in there in an X position. So by just moving the mic, it's a SM57 to here, I can get a little bit different sound. And then I have the Fryer cabinet still, which has, pair of greenbacks and a pair of the P50Es. So I've been using that mostly. I've been using on when I record, because it's so convenient, so easy, and the sound is as good as with a cabinet. Just a different flavor. Is the Sandrock React IR, reactive load. And yes, Bogren IRs. Those are the IRs I've used only ever since the first rhythm pack came. They're just great. I don't know what IRs, cabinets, whatever they use. I don't really care. They sound really good. The feel is like playing with a real cabinet. And then I can use the cabinet if I want something that something different wild. So that's a thing. Strong recommendation. And I have an affiliate link to there. So if you're interested, use that and you'll get a small discount and I'll get a small commission. But the discount is only, applicable when they don't have any discounts. Or then use my code Euge 230V, Euge 230V. Euge 230 is the power we get from the wall, and my last name Valovirta. In English, that's lighting power. So 230V. So that's the gear. Guitar gear I use. Guitar-wise, one question is why don't you like Gibsons? It's not that I don't like them. I just think that ESPs and Tokais are better. I have one Gibson from, I think it's from the 80s or early 90s, Les Paul Standard. It's a good guitar, but maybe it's just my experience. But I've tried many Gibsons every once in a while, and I'm usually a bit disappointed. The quality isn't as Well, it could be better. Obviously, you know, if you order a custom shop Gibson, that's probably, but there's a lot of differences in. Sometimes I'm like, this quality, the frets are poking. I mean, this should be like, you know, 500 euro guitar, you know, instead of, you know, 2.5K. And with Tokai's ESPs, never that problem. Really solid, you know, quality. Tokai, you know, made in Japan. My ESPs there made at the ESPs Japan custom shop. But then I have the LTDs too, which are made in Indonesia. Great guitars. So the reason is I just like ESPs and Tokais quite a bit more than the Gs. So that's that. Why I use always overdrive in front of the amp. The only amp that I haven't used overdrive because it doesn't need is the Mark V, because it's basically overdrive section, pre-EQ, post-EQ section. So the overdrive to me is to tighten the amp. You know, because when you crank the amp, and I like to have quite a bit of low end and stuff, it can be a little bit woo-woo. When I put the overdrive, SD1, in my case it's the favorite, or the GS808, it just makes the amps tighter, because the overdrive is in front of the amp, so that the amplifier will get a sound that there's a low cut and a mid hump, so it will react differently. Then it's tight, but still the low end. And then when I kick off the overdrive and reduce the volume, you know what happens usually, you lose the low end and stuff. But because I have dialed quite a lot of low end, so when I turn the volume down, get my clean sound, then it's not like it's still big sound, so there's enough low end. And then when I put it on full, you know, it's too much, add SD, and it's good. So 800 one channel amp, it's pretty much a two channel amp when you do like this. Cool. My live rig. Why don't I use these amps live anymore? I travel a lot. Actually, today I'm going to Finland with my rig. You know, if you've ever tried to fly with this stuff, not gonna work. So I want to have my same sound wherever I go, my own sound. Because I used to play with rental backlines a lot. I played probably hundreds of 800s. Some of them were good, some of them were just like crap. So I have my own sound here, my own rig. It's the Blue Guitars Amp Iridium. You know, it fits here. There's everything I need. Amp, speaker simulator, and I have a speaker cable here too. You know, if the venue, festival, when they have cabinets, I can connect these two cabinets just to have an oomph on the stage. Because it's a 100-watt amp. It's a nanotube amp. It's fantastic. So my whole rig is there. And the DI box, there's two pedals from the Iconoclast that I use in speaker simulator, emulator. Goes here. And the XLRs go to, you know, whatever mixing desk, you know, monitor mixing desk there is, and then the signal goes to the front of house. So I have my sound, my tone, everything. It's super overdrive in front of a amp one Iridium's classic channel, which is pretty much like my 800. Bad boy. Fantastic. Works every time. I have my same sound. My own sound, my own tone, you know, I mean, the sound is here, but, you know, the feel is like when I play with the Amp 1 Iridium, it's like I would play with my bad boy. Absolutely fantastic. Then I have a, you know, wah-wah chorus phaser, stuff that I use, but that's just extra stuff. The main thing is the Amp 1 Iridium and bass super overdrive. So this is my live. I played with this in front of 1,000 people, in front of 10,000 people, and a few weeks ago we played in Czech Republic in front of 30,000 people. Sounds great. Cool. What else? The switching system I have on my studio board, many people ask. It's a G-Lab GSC3. So that's a MIDI, and then I can have all my pedals, they're into these loops. So whenever I hit SD, it's only SD. So the signal is quite clean. Live, I don't use this, it doesn't matter. But in the studio, you know, I think it's cool that there's nothing else than the stuff that you use. So these are in these loops. And then since this is a MIDI, and the KHE amp switcher is MIDI, I have program here 800 plus SD, Fit 150 GS, Boogie, Plexi. The 4 amps I use the most, so I can switch when I'm recording, and I don't need to, do anything with the cables. Everything is ready and set to go. Fantastic. About the guitar lessons and mixing lessons I give privately. So I give those lessons via Skype. So if you're interested, please, send me an email, valovirta@gmail.com. I put it in the description. So I'll do those with Skype. And no matter if you're a beginner, I was a beginner too, or if you're more advanced, just if you're interested, please contact me. And I've given mixing tutorials because you can, share your screen via Skype. So if you're interested to learn, more about mixing. I mean, I've done some mixing tutorials, but they're pretty much like just a scratch. So I give those too. So hit me with an email, and then I'll inform you about the prices and payment methods and plans and so on. Do I do reamping? Yes. So if you have a recording you made, just recorded DI sounds, you're not satisfied. I've reamped stuff here to bands, to people, obviously not for free, but again, hit me with an email. And then if you want me to mix your stuff, contact, we can negotiate the prices. And I always ask also the DI sounds, because sometimes the guitar sounds, bass sounds, they are great if they're well done. Sometimes if I feel that maybe this could need some bad boy treatment or 150, then I have the DI sounds, then I reamp them, use the cabinets or reactive load with impulse responses, and you will have a great guitar sound. And so yeah, I'll do a lot of mixing, and I also do mastering. I've done that too. So if I get a mix, then usually I can make it to sound even a little bit better and to commercial levels and whatnot, correct bit rates and stuff. So I'll do that. That's actually mixing and producing is actually my main job. This YouTube thing, it has grown a lot, so thank you, but it's still my side job. So I do these videos whenever I have time, usually a couple of videos a week, and it's been really great to interact with you and the feedback I've got from you, that you've learned a bunch of stuff. Some people have written me that they didn't touch their guitar in 10-15 years, and now they're all over, they like to learn stuff. And so that's my the way I think is that the more you give, the more you get. Because I've been in the business as a professional 25 years, so I know a bit. I mean, I don't know all, and it's just how I do things, how I've done things. But many people have found the videos and my private lessons really helpful. About the in the style videos and gear videos, yes, I've written everything down what you have asked me to do, so I have a long list. But like I said, my time is a bit limited, so I'll try to do those as much as I can. I have a bunch of pedals here waiting for me to do videos from Rev. They actually sent me these pedals. I did one video, their amp, I think it was D20. I didn't like it at all. They contacted me and sent me that, maybe thanks for their honest video, maybe you like this. So Rev, I know that it's been a while since you sent these to me, but I haven't forgot. I will do a video of this and try these out. I actually tried these out, and these G-series pedals, these are actually really, quite good, really good, I must say. But I need to spend some more time and do the videos. Then Sonic Cake sent me also the pedals, Rude Mouse, which I think is a Rat, and a Blue Screamer, which is maybe some Two Screamer, Sir Riot. I have a bunch of amps from Music's waiting for me to check them out. So stay tuned. There's gonna be some cool guitar videos, more in the style videos, more tutorials, guitar, mixing, mastering, whatnot. As you probably know, the last several months we've been working with the new Cyhra album. The first single is actually coming pretty soon. It will be announced soon. The album starts to be done because we've been working with one song at a time. So when we, from start to finish, from start to final mix, and then I'm sending my mixes to Jacob Hansen, to Hansen Studios in Denmark, for him to do the mastering, and then we move to the next one. So there's a bunch of songs already written, bunch of the stuff we are working on, you know, all this time, and the album is most likely to be ready by the end of this year, and it will come out around that or early next year or something. Thanks for all of your comments and time, and you know, please continue make music if you will. Send me questions, requests, ideas about videos and whatnot, because music is such a cool thing, and you know, especially guitar playing, and you know, it's an endless journey, and I'm so glad that many of you have joined my, you know, journey. Anyway, you know that stuff. You know, if you like, please thumbs up, subscribe, spread the word. You know it. All the best. See you on the next one. Bye.